A frigid start, mostly sunny and cold on Wednesday. Good Tuesday night, East Tennessee. David Aldrich, Captain Accurate here from the Captain Accurate Weather Command Center. Well, it was cold this morning, but nothing like 40 years ago when it was 24 below. Come on, it wasn't 24. Yes, it was. If you're not 40 or older, well, I imagine you'd have to be at least 45 to remember this one. This is from 1985. And our good buddy Pete Michaels was, in fact, flying an aircraft, flying his plane in 1985 to capture the frozen tundra. It is believed to have been the coldest temperature in the country. And look at this. He wrote, I took this shot from over a froze in Knoxville on January 21st, 1985. Yes, I did fly. And I had all I could do to keep that plane engine warm by flying full power with full flaps. My speed was much lower than normal. As bad as negative 24 is, that is, in fact, the coldest morning we've had on record in Knoxville, and those records date back to 1871. 13 was our low this morning. It was cold, but not to that same degree, not even within the caliber of that cold. It was 15 in Oak Ridge this morning. 8 in Crossville, 12 degrees in Athens. That's just to give you a sample. You take a look at the high temperatures today. We struggled to hit 24 today at Oak Ridge, 22 degrees in Knoxville, and 21 in Sevierville. Here's the almanac. Our high temperature did manage to hit 22, normal high is 48. We typically see lows around 30 this time of year, but we were at 13, and that occurred at 3:25 in the morning, based on numbers from McGee-Tyson Airport. And that negative 24, 1985, will likely, I say likely, stay on the books for many, many years to come. I would be hard-pressed to think we'd get any colder than that. High temperatures hit 21 Johnson City, 26 in Chattanooga. Here are my headlines. Oh, yes, these are the coldest mornings since last January. In last January, 2024, we fell to 0 after the big snow of Martin Luther King weekend. Then we fell to 6. Then we fell to 10. And we're in that similar category, it seems like, with that and the wind chills this week. Frigid again tonight. It'll be just as cold at 4 a.m. as it is at 8 a.m. You're not going to find much difference. So this frigid air will persist. And then highs as early as Thursday could make it into the low 40s, but we have a better bet to reach the 40s by Saturday and Sunday and beyond. The ultimate Doppler radar, not showing much here, but there's a lot of snow to talk about around us. I'll talk more about that in a moment. By the way, Marcos.com, if you're looking for some pizza, maybe you haven't had dinner and you would prefer some delivery, check them out at Hardin Valley, Farragut, Maryville, Fountain City, Halls, Oak Ridge, Middlebrook Pike, and Ebenezer Road. They give back to East Tennessee Children's Hospital, and they, in fact, have a magnificent pizza for less than $10. Check it out. It's the Magnifico. But if you want something extra, and on occasion I do, I like to have the pepperoni, Italian sausage, mushrooms, green peppers, onions. Oh, that sounds so good right now. And the original sauce, plus the signature 3 cheeses. All that can be found at Marcos.com. They also have a deluxe, all meat version and a garden variety if you so choose. So check out their menu at Marcos.com. I mentioned the snow. I mentioned the snow was an issue, right? We've had some snow in places you wouldn't expect it, like Atlanta. We've had some snow in places like Louisiana today. Let's take a look at this. This goes back 8 hours. Look at Baton Rouge, for example. I'm sure you think of Baton Rouge as a snow city. No, you don't. No, you don't. You think of it maybe of history, culture, food, and universities, and it's where Cajun and Creole culture come together. But is it where snow comes together? I think so, at least today. Baton Rouge, and I have some pictures to support it. I want to thank a friend of mine who actually grabbed this photograph of 2 of us for 5 inches of snow in Baton Rouge, Louisiana today, and they have no snow plows in sight. Why would they? Who on earth has snow plows in Baton Rouge? But that's what a southern slider will do. It was so far south, it missed East Tennessee virtually altogether. Isn't that amazing? I think it is. Baton Rouge now buried with some snow. By the way, snow is falling in Minnesota. They're kind of more used to it up there. And they're also getting snow in the Carolinas, where there might be a little bit of a mix right along the coastline near Myrtle Beach. There's been some mixing north of Jacksonville and Pink, but it has been snowing steadily now in parts of southern Georgia. Let's talk about the rain. We've had 2.09 inches rain and melted snow so far this month. And updated by the Weather Service, the Friday the 10th of January was revised downward by 0.2. It was, 5.1. They said there was some miscommunication with the weather spotters, so they now have recorded last Friday the 10th as a 4.9 inch snowfall in Knoxville. Gives us a 5.6 for the season, because we had 0.7 fall on December 11th last month. cold weather advisory replaces the wind chill advisory. It's the same colored map, but the Weather Service tried to repackage it, I guess. It's now cold weather advisory. That, I guess, gets people's attention. Wind chill should be between 0 and 10 below. I think it's probably going to be closer to 5 above to 5 below, but we'll get into that here with the wind chill and the future wind chill. 21 degrees, the current temperature as of 8 o'clock tonight. It's 19 in Sevierville, and it's 17 in Maryville. You look at the wind chill, and 21 suddenly feels like about 16 in Oak Ridge, feels like 7 in Crossville, and only 4 in Jamestown. It doesn't take much wind. It's 5 miles an hour in Oneida, 7 miles an hour in Wartburg, and a little bit gustier in the Smokies. That is to be presumed. And by the way, the future wind chill, as we stop the clock at about 10 o'clock tonight, should be well in the single digits. By the time we wake up tomorrow morning, here's 3 a.m., it feels like it's -3 in Oak Ridge, -3 around Sevierville, Pigeon Forge, and Gatlinburg. And we may start the day tomorrow around a lonely 1. Could be like -9 for Jamestown. That's 6 a.m. projected by the models. But again, wind chill, it's one of those funny things because it's a perception derived number, right? It's what it feels like. It may feel like -1 in Oak Ridge, may feel like -7 in Jamestown. And the future wind chill by midday tomorrow isn't going to feel much better, but with enough sunshine, it'll feel like it's in the 20s in most cases. I'm expecting a high of 32, but the wind chill may not get any higher than the mid to upper 20s, and that's generous. That's briefly during the course of tomorrow. 18 the temperature right now in Nashville, Johnson City. They've got 23 in Chattanooga, and you can see the feels like temperature. Lexington currently at -4. Some of that is trying to ooze down here with that purple coloring you can see on the map. It's a little easier to see on this map from Huntington to Indianapolis. It's 0 in Madison, and it's 3 degrees in Detroit, Michigan. And where you see New Orleans, they're at 30, and Destin 25. Is it any wonder it's been cold enough to snow down across the southern states this evening? It's been amazing to see the snow pictures trickle in. Wind chills, -13 in Indianapolis, -13 in Detroit, and -17 right now in Madison, Wisconsin. That is some brutal air if you had to stand outside for any length of time. We talked about the Arctic blast for days. I said this would be the story, not the snow. I said the cold air would be the story, not the snow. And sure enough, it'll be retreating by tomorrow afternoon. You'll see it go up to the northeast, toward Boston, New York. The purple color disappears, and the extreme cold will slowly begin to disappear. Look at the mix in pink in Charleston, South Carolina, and Wilmington, Wrightsville Beach. So when you have a marine influence right on the sandy beaches, you're probably going to see more rain and sleet. And then once you go about 10 miles or 15 miles inland, you might find just a blanket of snow from Augusta, Columbia, all the way up toward Raleigh, Durham, Chapel Hill. By, say, midday tomorrow, here it's just mostly sunny. It's a cold day. We finish around 32. And by the time we hit Thursday, I think these flakes between Nashville, Bowling Green is bad data. I think it'll be dry. It'll be flake-free. But if there happens to be a flake somewhere in the viewing area, it might cross over the Smokies by the next 72 hours or less. Doesn't look like it's a big deal, as we'll continue to find partly cloudy skies on Friday. Friday's high should be around 38 degrees. So for tonight, it's a big burr, frigid, clearing skies if it's not clear already, down to 7 by 7 a.m., and temperatures will be well below normal. Normal low is 30. We're down to 5, I expect, in Oak Ridge, 5 in Morristown, and 3 for La Follette, 0 in Oneida and Jamestown. Tomorrow's high of 32. It's going to take all day to get there, and some of you may not get above 30. Winds will be 0 to 5, very light and variable tomorrow, but high temperatures, 31 Kingston, 37 Tellico Plains. That's probably the warm spot. 34 Maryville, and 34 for Newport, while they struggle to reach 29 in Bell County, Kentucky, up there in Middlesboro, also known as Crater City. Here's your Captain Accurate Weather Authority forecast for Knoxville, East Tennessee. 32 tomorrow, 41 on Thursday. The harsh weather starts to retreat. We've got maybe a few stray flakes on Sunday. The precipitation on Sunday looks very unimpressive. I don't even feel comfortable putting a 20 or 30% chance there yet, but we'll keep an eye on that. Best chance looks like it's Monday, and even that is only 40%. So it looks like a predominantly dry expectation over the next 7 days. By the way, if you want to salute Pete Michaels Traffic, be sure to next time you see him on air or in person. Say, hey, I want to salute you for flying an aircraft in -24 degree temperatures 40 years ago. He'll appreciate that. But he's also on the app. His entire team updates the app, and you can find it on the Captain Accurate Weather app at the App Store and Google Play. Also, one of the many benefits that you get with the Captain Accurate Weather app is all of the National Weather Service alerts, plus 3 extras, plus power outages. I have a new update that includes air quality alerts, as well as the drought monitor. You get it all, and it's free. All you have to do is download it today at the App Store and Google Play. Well, my name is David Aldrich. I'll have more updates tomorrow morning with a live stream at 6:40 a.m. if you're up early, or you can watch it on delay. In the meantime, stay warm. Consider making sure the pets are cared for, your pipes, you want to drip the faucets, and make sure you stay warm. We'll see you here next time. Take care.